So, for bullying and peer pressure, I definitely have a lot to say. So, I was definitely bullied a lot as a child.
I'm sorry.
Well, actually, my whole life it finally, got better. I'd say 10th grade.
10th grade?
Yeah. From kindergarten till 10th grade.
That's a whole...
long time.
Yes, thank you.
A really bad, long time. But I hate to say it, I'm kind of thankful for it now.
It probably made you stronger.
As much as in the moment I hated everything, I was actually suicidal.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I went through a lot. I did a lot of things. It messed me up mentally a lot. But now I'm really thankful because I learned how to stick up for myself, and that's what changed in 10th grade. I finally started sticking up for myself around 9th grade. So maybe a little bit in 8th grade, but not really. 9th grade, I finally was like, you know what, I'm done with this.
Good.
Stop.
Good.
I was like, I'm not a doormat anymore. And then 10th grade, people were like, oh, she's not messing around. And then people realized I was actually really nice. And then another thing people say is that I'm intimidating now because now I stick up for myself and now I'm like,
You just know how to stand your ground, yeah.
So now people are like in high school, because they went from bullying me to then being scared of me, they said. And then whenever a few of them actually became my friends, because I'm very forgiving and I forgave a lot of people and I became friends with them, they would always be like, wow, now that we're friends, you're actually really nice. And I got you wrong the whole time. And I was like...
So, maybe you should have done that in the first place. Take the time to... Anyway, sorry.
That's true. But, yeah, I was like...
It's just unfair.
And they were like,
unfair.
they were like, I thought you were really scary. And I was like, well, if you make me have to be, yeah.
Not even that, if you actually knew who I was, instead of just trying to know who I am.
And as a child, I was eaten alive with bullying. At school, dance, everywhere I went, I was bullied. I was never invited to things. I was always excluded. So I was always used to just being at home and literally crying.
Lonely.
I was really lonely. And that's why I'm so thankful now for the friends I have. Because now I'm I actually have real friends.
It's support. At least that's what I try to do with you. You know what I mean? I do try to support you. I do try to give you words of encouragement, because I feel like that's what friends need.
Yeah. And I love it because I just am glad that it worked out. Because I definitely had points in my life, a lot of points in my life where I didn't think it was going to work out.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this even worth it?
We all do. We all do.
Yeah. It really tore me down, and it made me doubt myself. It made me doubt my appearance. It made me doubt everything, because they would bully me for how I looked, how I talked, how I, what I ate for lunch that day.
And that's the thing, when it comes to bullying too, it is so specific that it's this has to be about you, or it's just a problem that you just have you only have a problem with, not me.
At school, people would be just because they had nothing better to say, even though dance is definitely really hard, they'd always be well, dance isn't even a sport. They just wanted something else to pick on me for. They'd be like, oh, you have that stupid bow in your hair. Oh, people would call me fat, and I was not fat at all. I was not fat.
That is so damaging.
And I used to think I was, and now I look back at pictures and I'm
so damaging. You probably could have got it.
I was literally a twig.
I don't know if you did, but you things could have been seriously bad for you.
Yeah, I definitely had some baby fat, but I was still skinny.
It's not even that. You just don't say that to anyone, even if they
just are, not even don't say that.
It's just so damaging to the mind.
Yeah, and another thing that helps is karma, because all the people that bullied me, because then it progressed. As I got older, kids would say meaner things
that does happen.
Because I moved from a Catholic school to a public school in 7th grade. And whenever I moved to 7th grade, Mars, all the kids call me they call me a slut because the boys had a crush on me. And I literally went home and I said, Mom, what does the word slut mean? I had no idea what it meant.
Aww.
And she was like, Erin, what? And she was like, who's calling you that? Like, she knew, because she was so used to being bullied. She just knew. That's why I was asking. And I was like, how'd you know anyone was calling me that? And she was like, because you wouldn't be asking me that.
True,
and
that's
I was like,
true.
So then she told me, and I was like, I don't do that. Like, are you kidding me? I don't sleep around in 7th grade. I didn't even know, like,
7th grade,
no one
too.
does that. At least, I would never.
You
but,
didn't, at least.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
So they called me that just because guys liked me when I was new. And then 8th grade, like, it was still really bad. 7th and 8th grade were the worst years of my life. 9th grade, same. And then 10th grade came around, and I finally was just like, guys, like...
You put a stamp. You put a foot on their necks to say.
And I started getting... Like, I started, like, actually, like, talking to more people, and they'd be like, you know what? Like, you're actually not bad. I don't know why the whole school, like, tried to hate you. So it's just, like, really struggle. Mm-hmm. And that's why I really hate my high school. I hate everything about it. All those people are fake. Like, no. And I'm just really glad I got past that part of my life. And, yeah, I don't know why I was bullied for my whole life, but I do know it made me really strong, and it made me not put up with anyone's bullshit. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't put up with anyone's. I'm just
that's
real.
Amazing. That's good. That you need that.
I'm not able to be, like, fake with people.
And I see that in you.
Thank you.
Do see the, like, assertiveness and, like, dominance, I would say you have.
Thank you. Yeah,
but it's
like,
sad you had to get it. Like, you know, you had to go through that to be this type of person.
I used to be, like, a literal pushover. So I am glad that I changed in that way. It just sucks that it had to be so... I was just eaten alive.
That's traumatic. It's traumatic. Being bullied is traumatic.
Yeah, it is. It definitely...
At least I assume.
It will be something I'll never stop talking about, I don't think. Like,
no.
It's part of me. It's literally part of me.
Deeply, especially for so long. And that's the thing, since it happened at such a young age, too. But other people your age. So it's just like a whole...
And people always...
thing.
Like, sometimes... It's not that I'm super defensive or anything, but I definitely like to defend myself if I need to.
And I think anybody has a right to defend themselves.
And people will be like, why are you so defensive? And I'm like, I'm not. I'm literally just telling you, like, I hate... My biggest pet peeve is being accused of something I didn't do. So if someone wants to do that, I'll literally, like, I'll just be like, listen, I did not do that. I'll say anything I can to prove that I didn't, because I think that's just because I was bullied. I always had to... Like, I was letting people walk all over me, but when I finally learned to defend myself, now that's a part of me. And if I don't agree with what you're saying, or, like, if you're saying something, like, towards me that I don't agree with, I'm gonna let you know, because that's just how I am now.
And you just, because you need to. You need to. Wow. I have to say, I'm sorry that you went through all of that. Like, guys, it's just, like I said, it's just traumatic, I feel, to go through. And I feel like that's very, like...
Yeah, and it's actually crazy because it wasn't even just the kids. The girls' moms at dance would chime in on it, too. And they would literally be like, honey, you are not allowed to be friends with Erin. We're not inviting her over to our house. Whenever they would have, like, dance sleepovers, I was never invited because they'd be like, she's the kid that we don't want you hanging out with because she's a bad influence. She's what did they say? They said I was, like, too hyper because I have ADHD.
That is so... See, the things that they try to, like, to me, that's not even bullying anymore. That's, like, just purposely putting you down.
Yeah.
Because...
Like, so what, I struggle with ADHD. I did have some focusing problems.
Because it's, like, things you cannot change.
Yeah, and, like, my mom and I did not know that's what I had yet.
So, you know what, though? Maybe... Oh, my God. And I always see, though, bullying as just projection. You know?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
their insecurities, yeah.
It's just, that's exactly what it is. Because, like, why are you taking time out of your day to make someone feel bad, and you can just make yourself feel happy?
Yeah, and, like, why would someone's mother, like, purposely exclude another child?
And I know what you mean, too, because
Why is an adult getting involved? Like,
it was around competition, huh? Competition moms?
Yeah.
There are some of the most... Moms love you, but competition moms, you guys are a different breed.
Yeah.
'Cause they are... Like, they're so extremely... Like, they have, like, this sort of, like, image that they have to uphold. It's like... No, you don't.
No, it's just like judgmental.
Yeah,
like
it's just completely judgmental and just like what's the word? Like just demeaning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Purposely demeaning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate it. But we're at that situation. We're living our lives. We're in New York.
Yeah. And my one dance teacher would always like be like, Erin. She was my dance teacher, Jamie. She was the biggest part of my life. She was like my other mom. I met her when I was 2.5 at the YMCA.
Wow.
And she said, I see potential in you. You're coming to dance class and I'm teaching you. I mean, my mom went ever since. And we have followed Jamie everywhere she went ever since then. And she told me, because I was always crying with Jamie. I'd be like, why are they bullying me? And she always yelled at them for me. And then she would tell me, like, Erin, I just want you to know one day, like, you will come out on top.
Wow, that's such an amazing thing to say.
And I never understood
wow.
what she meant.
See, because how old were you?
Like, literally, probably 5. When she
wow.
And it's not that I came out, it's not that I'm the best. It's not that. It's just, like, I definitely grew
that's what
so
that means.
much.
There's so much. It doesn't just mean, like, winning. It just means you are better than what breaks you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I grew. My personality changed.
Yeah.
I grew as a person. I got a lot better at dancing. I actually did have my moment. I'm so lucky that I got this moment, but I did win first place my senior year, which was insane. I did not expect that. Because she always told me, like, your moment will come one day, just wait. And I was like, okay. And I waited, and I got it.
And you're still in
and
it. You're
the other
still
thing
in it.
is, I'm here at AMDA.
It just started.
In New York City, and I never expected that.
Nobody can expect anything like that. Nobody, especially if you're not even from the place that you want to be. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, everything worked out.
Everything.
Should have. So, I'm just gonna keep going.
As you should. Proud of you. Really a happy ending. Wow.
Yeah.
A whole story too. A progression.
Yeah, and it's still going.
Just keep going up and up and up.